Hey guys, this is Team Skittles for Force of Will again. We're bringing you another deck profile on the Mechana, the Machine Lord. So this deck is obviously one of the starter decks, but we've made our own personal modifications to the style with the cards that came out with the new support. Allows you to do a bit more shenanigans. So most people know, but I'm gonna still explain the card anyhow. To J-activate this card, you pay 4 of any color. And then second ability is you can tap any number of stones, which is why the X, and then search a resonator or an addition card with no attribute for the number of stones you tap. So if you tap 2 for its effect, you can search a 2-cost card. Then you flip it over. When this card enters the field, you can play 3 resonators or additions with no attributes from your hand without paying the cost. And then this also allows you to banish resonators, that way this card cannot be dealt damage this turn. Or you can pay the God Arch, which is just tap 3 colors, resonators with no attributes this turn, cannot be destroyed. So essentially, use your tank. Protect yourself. That's what you need. So, the way we're playing this deck is we're playing green machines. So, first of all stones, just regular mono green. And it's mana ram, so that's why you see a bunch of stones. One thing I would play in this deck, which I currently don't have for it, which is Gretel, but that's easily added in. But other than that, we still got the mana ram for it. So first of all, we play 4 Maribels. Everyone knows what Maribel does. With this roller, you can tap it for 3, becomes 1,000 beater. Or you can tap a stone to destroy Regalia. Then we play 2 Machine Sprites. Good 1-drop. It also has the ability to tap 1 stone for flying. Then we play Clockwork Soldier. It's a 1-of with target attack, and you can tap stone to give it an additional 2. So late game you can use this to get over problem cards. The numbers for this deck were chosen very well for consistency, because obviously you need machines to be able to play it. Now we play Moonbreeze Elf. Creates mana and can't be attacked, and where you're playing machines, they don't need a color, so the moon doesn't really need a point to be played. You just tap it and you can play pretty much any one of your non-color additions or resonators. Then we play 3 Familiar of the Holy Wind. 1-drop, 2/2, good for a chump blocker, and allows you to draw into those cards you want. And then we play 3 of the Wall of the Wind. Good cancel card if you have an extra mana that you haven't used this turn to get your opponent to either waste their mana or get rid of a card. And then we play 3 of the Magic Shrew. So essentially, any resonator, including your 1-drops, with no attributes, gains 6/6. So any of our 1-drops, like the Fairy or Clockwork Soldier, can become a 9/9 on turn 2, which is pretty relevant considering you can also, with the Fairy, you can tap it and give it flying, so flying 9/9. Or just a guy that's a 9/9 that can also increase his strength, which can bring you closer to attacking for game with 1 monster. Then we also play 3 2-drops of Clockwork Scouts Planes. It's a turn 2 flying. And then obviously with it being flying, we can equip the Screw. It can become 11/11 with flying to attack for all that damage you want to do. Then we play another new card, which most people probably think doesn't work out well, but it does against certain decks like Light and Dark or any of the new spell cancel abilities. When this is played, you pay 2 cards, 2 stones, one green, and then 1 of any color, so your Moon Fairies can put in more work. When this enters the field, you draw a card. Then whenever your opponent uses an ability or a spell that would target one of your resonators, this is a mandatory effect. It cancels it, and then it gets removed from the field. But essentially, it's a protection for 1 time. Then we play 3 of the Luminous, the Mech City of Machines. So this gives all your machine resonators an additional 2/2. So if you play the Shrew, that'll technically give any one of your machines 8/8. And it also allows you to tap 2 stones while tapping this card to remove Flying, First Strike, Pierce, or Target Attack from a player from a resonator. So if your opponent's playing flying and you don't want them to block you, you can move that resonator that has the flying and then make your resonator flying so they can't block it. Essentially, a good way to last resort for game. Other than that, you play it just for the bonuses. Then we play one non-machine card, but that's not no colors though, because when this card's dropped, you search any card in your deck with no colors. So you can search anything you want that has no colors. So fields, additions, resonators, whatever you need. So it works well with your J-Ruler. So if you drop 3 of these guys, you get 3 searches. And also with the screw, it becomes 1,000, which is a problem for some decks to get over. This deck card comes in very handy. It's one of the MVPs of the deck. But then for the true card that everyone loves about this new deck now is Maribel of the Insane Self-Awareness Machine. It's a 5-drop with 12/12 with Pierce. It also has the additional ability that allows you to tap 1 stone, rest one of your target recovered resonators you control, so this card gains the X and Y, which is the attack and the defense, and all symbol abilities it holds. So if it has swiftness and you play this ability, this card can gain swiftness, or if it has flying, it can gain that, plus the attack. And with your field cards and everything else, this card gets very large, very quickly. And with Pierce, they try to block it, there's nothing they can do. And then for our last 2 cards, just for shenanigans and also great pushes, we play 2 of the Machine of the 2 March of the Machine Lords. So essentially, for every machine you control, you pay 1 less for this card, and all your resonators gain 3/3 with swiftness. So if you just flip your J-Roller and you got enough of them on board, you can make all those resonators you summon attack this turn with some additional oomph. And then one thing with playing green with this deck is the new Maribel. With playing the elf, by the time you go to turn 3, if you open multiple elves, by turn 2 you can have up to 3 elves on board, which means by turn 3, without even tapping for your ruler or J-activating your ruler, you can just summon a Maribel. Turn 3, summon a 5 cost at the 12/12. Most decks have a hard time beating that. So other than that, guys, any comments or ideas you'd like about this deck profile, comment below. Have a fun day and try out the deck. It's quite fun.